dude's out. That dude's out. That dude's out.
This isn't a fight, it's a massacre. You've shown your might, Guardian. Well fought. Looks like you've misjudged your enemy.
And we're live.
We live.
What up? Oh, I gotta...
Had to drop the montage in there?
I did. Had to...
Even though you won't call it a montage?
I won't call it a montage because it has no 360 no scopes, no dubstep,
None of air horns?
no flare. There's no flare lens in any of the scenes. But yeah, you know, I put that together over this past weekend. Released it on Monday, and I thought I would share with you guys. It was a fun little edit to put that together. Practice some new stuff with editing that I hadn't done before. Yeah, probably even no 420 Blaze It going on. But what's up, folks? We got the actual episode 95.
Yeah,
of,
you remember last
Frag
week when I was like, oh yeah, right before New Year's Eve will be our last show, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
You know, to finish it right at the end of the year. I was like, that's pretty sweet. And someone in chat's like, nuh-uh, it's the 23rd. And you were correct if you were counting normally. However, Caleb had the wrong date on the, or wrong episode number on the show.
Yeah, so that was my bad last week, y'all. I had a fail. You know, that's what happens when you have 90-something episodes of a show. Sometimes you lose track. It's like, you know, you forget how old you are.
Yeah. Forget to add one.
So, you know, I'm joined here by my good buddy Colin, a.k.a. Skyless, a.k.a. Colin. Either or.
Sure.
We are going to be talking about a couple things today. We got... I had the doc book. Oh, there we go. I got some weekend gaming. Normally, you know, that's what we start off with. I got Evolve is actually allowing for free maps. This is the topic Colin and I discussed. I want to say within the last like month and a half or so, 6 episodes. We discussed it. I also did some videos for Gears about this DLC stuff and maps. So it's good to see. But I think we're gonna kind of talk about Evolve because I think it's in a different state than a lot of other games. Big topic, I think, for us is probably going to be Counter-Strike today. Did I spell Counter-Strike wrong? No, I didn't. Anyway, I thought I spelled it wrong in the doc. So, yeah, some pros got banned for cheating. And so we're going to have a good discussion about that. I think it'll be fun. Not fun in the sense that, you know, obviously they had they cheated, but fun in the sense that it should be some good discussion. Activision is now, pouncing on cheating and unfair exploits of Advanced Warfare on YouTube. Very bizarre that they're kind of doing this, but the cheating not so much, but unfair exploits, I don't understand that one.
Man, fuck Activision.
My big question is why now? That's my big question.
Activision muted our episode the other week.
Yeah, they did.
Because we promoted their games.
Yeah, hey, whatever.
With the commercial. We showed the commercial. I don't get it. You show a commercial, and for some reason that's grounds for takedown.
Yeah. And then
in the TV business, they pay you for that. Believe it or not.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I don't get it. Fuck Activision.
And then on YouTube, on our channel, my channel, I have enabled fan funding, which was a feature that was I believe was kind of in beta for a while among some of the very upper echelon of the YouTube community, and I actually got it. So I specifically, you can enable it on videos. It's very similar to Twitch donations or subscribers, kind of. It's not really subscribers, more donations. But now YouTube is doing it. So, I feel like fans of Frag Logic, this is probably something I'm going to put all the videos on, because I know a lot of folks are really turning into kind of some rabid fans about our show. As a matter of fact, Colin, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we had an issue with the copyright stuff. So I had to take the audio, because the local file messed up. I had to take the audio from the local file, which is the only thing that recorded. Then I had to take the video from Twitch, which I recorded for 2 hours after I went to sleep, and then uploaded 8 hours late. We had people sending us messages like, "Yo, where's Frag Logic at? I'm waiting for Frag. Why is it late this morning?" So, I understand we got some rabid fans, and we also have some people asking us to turn this into a podcast. So, this would be an opportunity. You can donate, you can not donate, you can support the channel. I know we have a lot of fans over Gears and Titanfall now and some other games. So if you guys want to give back, appreciate it. But that's enabled now on the channel. So I thought I'd mention that at the beginning of the show. So let's talk about weekend gaming, Colin. I'm going to have you go first. You go ahead and tell me the games you played this week.
Whoa. This simply changes the dynamic of the show.
Yes.
Oh, wow. This is, hold up a second. Let me just group myself. I'm going to be the lead. Opening act. All right. I've been playing this little game called Vainglory, which I kind of pushed over to you as well. I'm trying to get it up. See, I wasn't ready. See what happens?
In the meantime, what up, everybody in the chat? Kupo, Hawk Tanner, Sulit, Pot Even, Soldiers. Who else is in there that I'm missing? Zach. All you silent people in there. I'm sure we'll be at our normal stride by mid-show, I'm sure.
All those lurkers.
Yep.
Yeah, so Vainglory came out last week. If you remember watching the big reveal for the iPhone 6s, it was one of the things that was shown. And to follow Frag Logic tradition, I'm trying to play it. Anyways, it's a MOBA, much in the style of League or Dota. Mm-hmm. It's actually interesting because I played a few different MOBA-type games on phones. And the interesting thing about this is that it actually has last hitting and stuff, some more advanced mechanics that even some other popular MOBAs don't include. League of Legends. So, yeah, it's a very solid game. Actually, I'm enjoying quite a bit. I'm 10 or 15 games in, I think. It's pretty fun. It's 3-on-3. The most interesting is they did some interesting stuff with the map objectives. I'll just leave it at that. If you want to check it out, you can check it out. Yep. Free to play. It's pretty cool. And then I played Dota 2. They had a big update last week. New character, Oracle, came out.
The Oracle.
I gotta say, Valve and Dota 2 are the complete whatever. It's the anti-case for everything I've heard from big game designers for the last 5 or 6 years. They released Oracle, and Oracle's interesting because you can the abilities are really cool in general, but for example, one of them will make it so that you damage an enemy, like you do 300 damage to an enemy, and then they heal over time afterwards. So like they heal it back plus a little bit more.
Right.
But you can also cast a thing that makes them magic immune. So then you can like cast that and then cast the harm thing, and they'll get the heal over time and not the damage. It's like you're actively like hurting your teammate to heal them. But then if you do the magic immune thing, then it disarms them for 6 seconds. So like they can't auto attack. So like this is all with your teammates. I can't think of any other game that will let you detrimentally affect your teammates as much, and like a designer wouldn't be like, hold up, this is really bad design.
Right.
Like because people are gonna be pissed off because they're getting disarmed and such and such. But in Dota, it's just accepted. It's just accepted that like that's how the character works. Like your teammate can dick you over potentially if you don't disable help, which you shouldn't because he's helping you. It's
Right.
just you don't really quite understand why he's making the decisions, and he may be a bad player and just fucking you over at bad times. But yeah, so that's really cool. And then they also had an update, the contract stuff, which is pretty cool. If you're a Dota player, go check it out. People are playing differently as well, say. It's pretty cool. And that was my weekend gaming. I also played a little bit of MCC.
Oh.
Little bit.
Okay. So yeah, what's up, folks? Who else said it? What's up? Overnight. What up? What up? Husband, in-law. Give me that butt. Guilty remnant. What's up, Diggler? Yo, what is it? Yo, naughty. You're naughty. What up? Did I miss anybody? It's Bay. Yo, cut. All right. What's up, y'all? So for me, let me see. I played Destiny. I was grinding on Iron Banner event. Also played Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I played Vainglory, and that's about it. I played a little bit of UT as well, but I was just keep like I don't want to lose my PC edge in shooters because I've been we took a break. I took a break from Battlefield 4 when we started playing Titanfall and stuff.
Right.
So every now and again I hop on there just to make sure I still got it.
Should we train it up? Just take everyone
I gotta
off.
get ready. I gotta get ready though for like Overwatch and stuff. So I've been thinking about it nonstop.
Take everyone off.
So with Destiny, real quick, I want to talk about the Iron Banner. I had a video that I messed up. I jacked up the audio, so I have to fix it and re-upload it. But Iron Banner event, Colin, was actually pretty damn good.
Was it?
So you know how you talked about we got done talking about it, but like or maybe I saw it. I feel like we talked about it maybe last week before, but objectives or items or whatever, giving people things to incentivize them performing better, right? Or actually trying to win.
Trying to win.
I felt like this time in Iron Banner, by incentivizing the performance and having players actually stick around, it made for some really competitive matches. More so than I've seen almost in any other outside of like an actual Halo gaming series or whatever, or some type of MLG playlist where players are already trying hard because it's the MLG playlist or whatever. That's the first time I've really seen it work to a level that I felt like was comparable. Players, even in solos, players were going for points. It was very clear that people knew what they were doing. For the most part, there weren't too many people quitting. I mean, I had a really fun time, and if you played a lot, it seemed like the RNG was really high for you to get the weapon drops, right? So if you played a whole lot of Iron Banner, then you got a lot of the weapons that were part of Iron Banner. The only one that I missed was the sniper, which I didn't even know existed. Actually saw it on Destiny's Wikia, and I played with viewers. It was just a good time. So
Which game mode was it? Was it?
It was Control.
Control.
Now, here's my caveat. And this is what I said in my video, which I'll repost for all the Destiny folks out there. But I said that my biggest issue now with the Iron Banner event is that I don't like Control. Bungie needs to figure out a new game mode that is not TDM that they can put in that is objective based. It's going to force action and it will actually be fun. The domination that they have in place is not actually domination. It's a TDM multiplier. So when you capture a heal, it multiplies your score when you get kills. So I mean, like, and we did this. I think it was me and Misfit, and it was only us two, and we didn't have control of like 2 out of 3 points for 80% of the match, but we outslayed the other team and we won. So that bothers me because at that point you can just play team deathmatch, right? So I feel like that is the one critique I have for Iron Banner is that they just need to get another game mode in there and some new maps. To be honest,
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because fucking Guardian or Titan shields break almost every objective mode. If you think about it,
they kind of.
if you think about it,
Kind of, but here's the thing: you can super I like if a Titan puts up a shield.
depending on what super
happen
you
to
have,
your,
yeah.
your super, you can knock it down immediately. So, yeah, no, but yeah, it can be rough on control because there's 3 points, right? So certainly, but think about it. If there was one objective, think about how crazy it would be if someone threw up a shield and then you saw 5 Nova bombs coming at you because of the shield, or 3 Nova bombs, or something like that.
Then you drop another shield. And then you stand in it, and then no one can push you. Because they can't generate super because you're all standing inside of the
There's not
shield.
that many. I don't think there's going to be that many Titans, to be honest.
Or just if you get the first super of the match, then you get the objective for a while.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So that's my one critique. They also had the Dark Below trailer. What do you think of the Vidoc trailer? Did you actually watch it?
Yeah, it looked alright. It's like equal to the amount of cutscene work they did for the entire game, so that was cool.
I can't tell if that's like subtle sarcasm. Or you're actually like, yeah, that was cool.
No, I mean, it was okay.
Okay. So here's the thing that I took
Like,
away
if
from
you
it.
hold it up to like the standard of like,
What you just showed me.
yeah, like the Eve trailer that came out earlier this week, or the like any Blizzard cinematic, for example, like not even close.
Yeah. I
Not
mean,
even close.
yeah, it wasn't. Here's what I loved about it, and this is my only takeaway from it was new maps, symmetrical maps, and weapons. Now, let me just say that I think that hands down, if there's anything that I have seen from Bungie that I just must applaud them for is the weapon design from a purely aesthetic visual look.
Yeah.
Some of the best design weapons I have ever seen.
Some
Ever.
really cool stuff.
And I was blown away, dude. Like, completely blown away by just the 5 weapons that they show from the Hive. So, I mean, that is something that I cannot applaud them for enough. It's like the weapon design is so good. It's so good. It makes you want those weapons really bad. So I'm gonna end up getting the Dark Below trailer. I don't think I'm gonna get the DLC after that. I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna get it.
I'm just curious how the matchmaking and stuff's going to be for multiplayer on those maps. When
That's my
they
concern.
we'll talk. We're about to go into it, but
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it here in a little bit.
like splitting the community on a game that you're going to release DLC for the next 5 years,
Yeah,
but you're going to keep releasing DLC and updates, and you're going to already split the community on the first fucking one.
yeah.
What are you doing?
So the other thing I have to mention,
Which we
is
knew ahead of
yeah,
time.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Played that with Christy. Played some split screen. Played a little bit by myself. I'm enjoying the game. I can't play it as much as I played Titanfall. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's Destiny. I don't know if it's because I can't play a whole lot of Halo. I'm just like, it's good, but I just can't get into it a whole lot. So,
It's fun,
I'm
but
still
the movement
posting
just isn't as much. The movement
Yeah,
is not quite there.
it's close, which is why I can play it. And I'm not knocking anything about the game. Like, I don't. Like, it's decent. Like, it's a good game. It's not like Ghost or Modern Warfare 3's level.
We just want some more stick and move, man.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it for me. That's pretty much wraps up my weekend gaming. And we can go ahead and talk about this DLC since we we kind of hit that transition. I got to make this text bigger as well.
That's really small. I just saw
It
that.
is. It's really small. I don't know why it's small. It's like a reset. So free maps as DLC. All right. So this is basically we got news from Evolve through. I saw it on PC Gamer, and someone actually tweeted at me because they watched the show and heard me talking about it several times. I wish I could find it so I could give them a shout out on stream.
Oh, Patreon.
Stratman373 is the one who sent it to me. So here's the link in chat. And this is something I talked about. I talked about on the Gears video. Colin and I talked about it before that on Frag Logic, but the issue that I kind of brought up and we both discussed was that within the last 10 years or so on console at least, not necessarily always on PC, but it seems like maps have been released as DLC that you have to pay for. And what it ends up doing is segmenting a portion of the population that wants to pay and that doesn't want to pay from being able to play together. And basically, the argument that we kind of had is that by segregating these playlists and making it like, you know, one for the paying class, one for the non-paying classes, actually is detrimental to...
Wait, I call them classes.
Because that's what they are.
What, you gotta think about class warfare.
That's what it is. The poor, who don't want to pay shit.
Because of a $10 DLC. The $10 DLC is the only difference between the working class and the poor.
That's what we have to do, Colin. That's to stress this
$10
point.
DLC.
We have to go that far.
On that poor struggle.
So the paying class and the non-paying class are segregated.
Oh God!
And
just keep throwing them out there. Discriminated against.
And basically, I feel like that is detrimental to the community as a whole, whatever community it is, because they're unable to play together. It dwindles playlist numbers and it spreads them thin. And also, you know, there's an experience factor that I feel like players that are playing the game don't necessarily have. And I also think, and I'm going to add this in here, that the perceived value, I think, of maps because of free-to-play is a lot different than it was 5-10 years ago. Personally.
Like, my perceived value has gone down because I know that I won't be able to get into matches. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to get shitty matches
Exactly.
if I DLC. Like, so my value from it is definitely plummeted as a result of the matchmaking stuff.
Yep. So, I mean, here's the thing that... you know, and Colin just mentioned it here. I mean, the thing that bothers me the most is that over the years, I've just kind of been like, ugh. Like, you know it's going to happen. You know you're only going to play that playlist for a week or two because people are going to be like, man, there's nobody playing. Let me go back to where everybody else is playing. And then that playlist is essentially dead.
And they're like, oh, well, we'll just go ahead and like automatically mix them into the matchmaking if everyone has it.
And time again.
But it does not work.
Yes, and what's worse is that 3 months later, there's another DLC with new maps that you have to pay for that no one else is going to have. So then you segment the population again. We saw that on Titanfall. Unless you get the season pass. So, you know, I feel like the model needs to change drastically for the shooting community. FPS, third-person shooters. When it comes to $60 box product, I feel like they need to figure out something else to monetize. And where this comes into play is the link that I gave you guys in chat is Evolve, not, what is it, a month or so after we talked about it, actually said that they're going to have free map content so the community won't be split. And I want to applaud them, first of all, because they came out and said it directly. And that is like the biggest factor in having these DLC maps as a monetization point. But their game design actually, and a lot of games actually at this point in time do this, their game allows for them to monetize other DLC. It's almost very similar to a free-to-play model, Colin, the way they kind of have their game set up. Characters, right? They can monetize on characters. They can probably monetize, and I'm gonna throw this in here. This kind of can go in their characters because of monsters, weapons, right? To a certain extent, traps and things like that.
It's a slippery slope, though.
It is. It is.
Because the moment that one of those characters or that monster is stronger than the other ones, whew, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it.
Yep. And then the other
Which
one
is why games don't do that usually.
Right. Cosmetics. That's
Cosmetics
the other one.
is the yeah.
That's the big one. So, you know, I like that Evolve has come out and done this. Now, here's the only reason that it's kind of like it's good that they announced it. It's good that they said what they said, and I'll go ahead and read it for you guys. For those on YouTube that don't get to the link. Oh shit. They got me. They got me there. They got me. Let's see. Where's the quote that I want to read? Creative director Phil Robb confirmed as much to IGN, stating that we can't break the community up, so all of our maps will be free. We never want anyone to get booted off of a server because they haven't bought something. All right, so that logic right there is exactly what we're talking about when it comes to shooters and the disparity that and the separation, segregation, however you want to call it, between the paying class and the non-paying class. We're gonna just go with that theme.
That's the theme.
That's the theme. So, you know, their maps are going to be free. However, Evolve's maps, if you've played the game, if you played the alpha, are absolutely huge. So, even with this announcement, specifically for this game, I feel like it is good for the industry to hear this. Even with this game, though, there's probably going to be 5 maps, maybe, that they add as DLC.
Didn't they say how many maps they shipping with? I thought they had announced it.
I don't know. Well, as DLC, I don't know what they're shipping with. We played 3 in the big alpha.
Yeah. I feel like they announced how many maps it was, but I can't find it now.
I imagine based on what we played,
12 plus maps
is what they're shipping with.
Yeah, that's
quite a
actually
bit.
surprising. Yeah.
That's quite a bit. So, I guess based on that, if they're shipping with 12, they could probably pump out more than 5, Colin. They could probably get out another, I'm going to say 8.
8?
I'd put them at 20.
Sure. I think it'd be more like 3 or 4 for free.
We'll see.
I mean, it's good regardless. Like,
yeah.
I like good maps. I wish they would also make the like hunters and monsters and stuff free and go the fully cosmetic route. That's personally what I think works the best. And I think they're going to have the community in an uproar as soon as, like I said, one of those monsters or those DLC characters is better than any of the others. Even if they are better, but if they are perceived as better, then everyone's going to lose their shit.
Yep. Short brain. So if you're new to the show, we usually both have our own little rants. This one is my specific topic, and I'm sure both Colin and I are going to go in it on the Counter-Strike stuff. But we usually take turns giving our spiel, kind of listening to one another. If you're new to the show, so it's not that any one of us is trying to take over. Just so you know. So I think my question, Colin, is: will more developers follow the footsteps?
Yes, I think they will. But not because Evolve did it. I think it's just more because the PC community and the PC games are starting to go in that direction. Well, actually, they've been in that direction for like 4 or 5 years now. It's just consoles have lagged so far behind everything else in terms of the DLC and payment and monetization models that ultimately, like, it needs to go there eventually. Just consoles are so far behind. It's starting to happen now with this, and also with a few of the free-to-play games that have released on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So it'll happen eventually, but I think it's more because of the stuff that League of Legends and Dota are proving out on PC, and then even the mobile community is kind of proving some of that stuff as well.
I certainly hope so, and I also think that if Evolve is a commercial success, then we'll see even more people follow suit. Because people tend to kind of latch on to success as their, okay, we need to try to do what they're doing. because they got it right. So I'm definitely hoping that it turns some heads at the very least and say, oh, maybe we should rethink this monetization model that's shitty and 10 years old. Let's figure out a different way to do this. That's what I'm really hoping for.
I said it last time we talked about this. I don't know why the Halo model went away. The old Halo 2 model, where it was like DLC, 3 to 4 or 5 months later, it's free for everyone. It's in the hoppers.
Yep.
Like, if you're going to charge for it, like, throw it in the hoppers. Like, that works too. It doesn't segment anything. You do the same thing with Evolve, with the monsters and the squad mates. Like, just 3 months out, boom, everyone has them. Like, really easy to me to do it that way. I'm sure there's business stuff behind it, but it doesn't really make sense to me why that went away.
So Counter-Strike, man. I'm gonna just put CS.
Came out of nowhere.
Bans for cheating.
This pretty much came out of nowhere.
Exactly. So who wants to rant first?
I'll give a rundown of what happened.
Okay.
So, in a nutshell, one player gets caught cheating on Counter-Strike. A pro player, one of the top players, in fact, gets caught cheating. He gets VAC banned, which is Valve's anti-cheat, which essentially like locks his profile. He's done. His gaming career on that account is done. And when he got banned, he made a list of people, and basically, as you said earlier to me, he Jose Canseco'd the entire thing, and was like, "Hey, all these other dudes are cheating too," and he named off like 10 people. So everyone's like, "Yeah, whatever." You know, like a lot of times, just like, "Yeah, okay," you know, like, "Yeah, sure, of course they're cheating." It's not like you just got caught and you're salty or anything. Like, but then all of a sudden, 2 more people that were on his list get VAC banned the next day. Actually, maybe not the next day. It was shortly after.
Yeah.
And again, top team gets banned. And this is all 1 week before the next like CS:GO tournament, which is 250 grand, I think, which is this weekend actually. So it's all like right before this tournament, and 3 people have been banned. All of them got VAC banned. It's believed that it's all the same cheat. And apparently it's like in like the German and French markets in Europe. That's been kind of like shopped around to the pro players in those regions. But the thing is, like, you still have this list with like 7 people on there. A couple of them have been like moving stuff off their accounts. You know, like they're nice items and everything. Since if you lose your account, you can't trade either. It's like they're kind of moving them just in case they get banned. So it's like super shady. There's still people on the list. They're gonna be playing at the tournament this weekend. And everyone's just kind of on edge, waiting to see what happens. And that's currently where it's at. So, and they straight up banned the 2 teams from the tournament, Titan and Epsilon.
Titan and Epsilon. Yep.
And it's worth noting, like, Titan's a top 3 team, easy. So the whole thing's crazy. And the hack was like, there's 2 different ones that I see floating around as far as like what they're talking about, how it worked. But essentially, it was like really hard to detect because like every 3rd bullet, for example, would have a chance of going to the head, a chance of going to the chest, like if it's within a certain range around the player, and it would just like switch it off, right, and it would hit them. But it's super hard to tell because they would install it using Steam Workshop. So like they would go and they'd install like skins or whatever, download a map, for example, and then they just like slip that in there so it downloads with the other stuff, and then it's in the account. So it's not like they activate anything else, it's just you download and you're good. Yep. So it was really hard to detect, and everything was set up so that they wouldn't get caught. Like they would only have a small client base that they offered it to, so that it wouldn't like get out in the public or anything. Real sketchy stuff the entire way down, but it's pretty interesting. It's been an interesting read, and I'm looking forward to this weekend because I want to see it on main stage, playing the finals of the tournament, going at it. It's 15-15, going into overtime. Goes into overtime, 1v1, dude gets banned right there in the middle of the match. It would be the most amazing thing that I've ever seen.
DQ.
Like, could you just imagine, like, Bud Selig running out into the field and taking Mark McGuire's bat during an at-bat? Like, could you just imagine that happening? Because it would be the most amazing shit. On a stream with hundreds of thousands of people watching, it would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be good.
If it happens, it will be incredible. And their entire community and fans and their players just turning on them at the event. Oh man, it would be so delicious.
Yes, I've been reading a lot of the fans have been very quick to turn on a lot of the teams
There's been
and the
some
players.
sketchy videos and just being posted of all the people on the list and a couple more. Like, looking at the stuff, it seems sketchy, like mad sketchy. But people are like, oh, but they play at 128 tick, but the demos are only 16 tick or 32 tick. So like, it's not as high fidelity in the demo versus the gameplay. So like maybe that's what explains it. But you've got people like just like they're looking around, looking around. All of a sudden, their aim snaps to someone's head through a wall, and then they look around somewhere else. And people are like, "Oh, well, maybe they ran out of mouse pad space." And it's like, come on, dude. How can you say that when 3 people just got banned? How can you say that maybe they ran out of mouse pad space every single time during the last 10 games that we looked at? Some sketchy shit. Although I will
So
say that this tournament this weekend will probably be the cleanest tournament in the history of Counter Strike, because
probably
there's no chance those guys even risk trying any kind of cheat shit.
look. Here's the thing that's really tripping me out. I want to say I can't remember his name. QQLY
Kelly
Gilly.
is as the same.
Yeah. He was accused of being a cheater since March of 2013 by, I can't remember. I want to say it's Fox. Fox starts with F. I can't remember who accused him. This was today. Today. And he denies it and says that here's what gets me, right. Like he knew wasn't a detect, or that it wasn't able to be detected. This dude claims he downloaded and played on it for a week, only for that week, and did not use it at any other point in time. Also, this is the crazy part about this whole fucking thing, is like you could use this cheat on LAN. On
Yeah.
LAN.
And it was basically undetectable because like there's no,
There was nothing.
you aren't pushing a button, you aren't toggling anything, you can't see anything on your screen. It just makes your aim better. Crazy.
all, all them
Vacations.
vacations. That's good, big. That's good.
They had a Tyrone video too. You know, the guy who does the $5 videos.
Yeah.
Just to say whatever.
Oh
good.
man. So look, I
I'll be right back.
all right. I got a couple things that are really bothering me about this. I read Titan's issued statement, putting first off, basically saying, "Hey, we didn't know that this is going on. We're really sorry. We're trying to make it right." They're saying all the right things, but what I have a problem with is, and this is coming from someone that, again, for those of you guys that don't know, I played collegiate football. I played a whole hell of a lot of sports, and one of the things they preach in sports is, we're a team. So if one person of the team does something bad, it reflects everybody, right? It's a reflection of everyone on the team, and everyone suffers as a result of one person. And they want everyone on that team to be accountable for their actions, and they want you as a player to also be like, hey, let me take some ownership from you as my teammate, and I'm also going to be responsible for some of your actions as well. That is what the type of mentality that they preach in team sports. Meanwhile, Titan is over here trying to make allegations, and I understand they've been working for a long time. They got sponsors. Again, they can't account for this kid's actions or whatever. And they also have 4 other guys on the team that want to play. However, they are a team, and instead of placing blame on Valve, saying Valve, oh, they stopped communication with us, they didn't want to work with us, we couldn't find a fifth, they didn't even let us get into the qualifier. Instead of taking ownership, they put partial blame on Valve because they found a member of their fucking team cheating because they're not accountable for their own goddamn players on their team. So they're like, oh, let's put some blame on Valve because they screwed us over. No, you screwed yourself over for getting some cheating ass little punk on your team that goes into matches thinking it's okay to cheat. Fuck that. You mess up the whole entire integrity of competitive gaming or esports with one incident like this, and this shit happened 2 years ago in fucking Smash. The same fucking shit with the people colluding together, fucking cheating. They ruined the entire thing by one incident. The whole community is accountable for one action from one player. That's what pisses me off. Take some fucking ownership, Titan. Take some ownership. Don't put the blame on Valve. That's your fucking player.
Yeah.
He was cheating.
The only
That's
appropriate
your
response
team.
is to say we've terminated him.
We've terminated him. Okay, we understand. That is it. Period.
Moving on. Yeah.
Moving on. Nothing else. Don't put blame on Valve. Don't put blame on the league. Don't put blame on anybody else. It's on you and that fucking player on your team. Period.
Yep.
That's what
100%
pisses
agree.
me off. That's what pisses me off. I read that shit and I was like, are they fucking serious? Are you serious right now? It's like these people have just absolutely no type of integrity for themselves as an organization to say, let's put some blame on Valve. What? No.
Yeah.
No.
The only thing you can blame Valve for is the lack of communication, which has always been a Valve thing. Like, they don't talk to anybody about shit. So that's the only thing is, like, Valve could have communicated to DreamHack ahead of time and said, like, hey, we have this problem. Could have communicated to Titan, said, hey, we have this problem. Hey, just so you know, this guy's getting banned. Here's our evidence. Here's exactly what happened, which is something which some other developers do, like Riot does, for example. Blizzard will do that as well if something came up. That said, the fact that Valve also doesn't talk is also why this weekend's going to be so fun to watch.
Right.
So it's like, who knows what Valve's going to do? It could be like some automated thing that they kicked off earlier this week and it finally goes during the weekend. They're like, oh, we did that during the tournament? We had no idea. We didn't pay attention to that shit. Like, we don't care. Like,
That's
what makes it so good. Like, the fact that Valve doesn't communicate sucks for them. But it's also so nice from a viewer perspective in this one case where I've got my popcorn ready on Friday and Saturday.
my coach. Look. All my coaches would make everyone look. You messed up. Everybody had to run suicides. It wasn't just you. Everybody had to run suicides. The whole team suffered. Everybody.
Hated you, yeah.
It's just like I can't get over that. He didn't. None of my coaches were like, oh yeah, let's put some blame on the other team or let's put some blame on the refs. Oh man, that was a back. No, you fucked up. You take ownership. The whole team suffers. Be accountable. Period. I read that deal, dude, and I was just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah. My other favorite is the guy's like, oh, I only did it once. It's like,
Yeah.
bullshit. Bullshit. I only
did it once.
And you know how I became really, really good all of a sudden, like a year ago? That was because of hard work and dedication. But I only used this cheat once. Like, get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. I hope some of those other guys get... Based on videos I saw, I hope some of those other guys get banned. And if it's this weekend, it'll be glorious. But if it's not, then whatever.
The other thing is, and this is, I think, coming from us on the console side, and we're probably going to get into a console versus PC side, but look, our recruiting process was so fucking vigorous that by the end of the 6 months that it took for 90% of the people on our team today to get onto the team, we knew people's personalities, we knew how they tick, we knew how they reacted in certain bad situations, we knew everything about the people on our team. And so from an integrity standpoint, and I think every single person on our team can say this, like, I don't get assholes on our team. I don't care how fucking good you are. You will not be a cheater, period. You will not be an asshole, period. You will not talk shit to other teams, period. You will be respectful, professional, and represent us as an organization and yourself with the proper integrity, again, of the sport that I feel like is appropriate. And there's a certain level, I think, of trash talk that I think people know is okay, right? But when you have sponsors that are backing you up, you can't be idiot. You can't be an idiot. And so the way the professional sports scene is in general, and this is pro sports, there's not a lot of accountability for assholes, right? Like, there's just assholes on every single team. Sure, they slap them with a fine, but they're still assholes. This was a pretty good year for that shit, too, because there was cases on a whole bunch of players for things. Ray Lewis, not Ray Lewis. What's the running back's name I'm thinking of? For the Ravens. Why can't I think of his name? I can't think of his name.
Ravens running back?
Yeah, he hit his wife. At the time, she was his girlfriend. Can't remember his name. Ray Rice. Ray Rice. There we go.
Not a running back.
That's it. I said Ray Lewis. I was like, well, Ray Lewis was involved with some other stuff a long time ago. Ray Rice is who I'm thinking
Oh
of.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah, Ray Rice.
We got Ray Rice,
I
right?
just get those mixed up when they pop up in the news.
I don't know, dude.
I'm the
I
same
don't
way,
know.
man. I'm the same way.
And then we had there's a couple other people that had issues. All in the league, right? You got the baseball stuff with steroids. You got the biking organization, with Lance Armstrong and that whole stuff. All of these things coming out in the past few years with all of these players and stuff, and now we see it on gaming. And again, from an organization standpoint, from a league standpoint, it's detrimental to the growth of esports and for PC, in particular Counter Strike, which has been on the rise, on the resurgence lately. This hurts.
Oh yeah, it has to hurt them. Except for this weekend when viewership numbers are going to be sky high.
Yeah, Dills,
But like,
Adrian
beyond that,
Peterson.
like, it's just hard to get excited, right?
Yep.
Like, it's hard to get excited knowing that in the back of my mind, if someone pulls off something that's unbelievable, all of a sudden it's be like, oh, that's kind of believable.
That's kind of yeah. That's like,
You know, like just in the back of your mind, it has to be something you consider.
So PC versus console, Colin.
Yeah,
You
we don't have
mentioned
any
it.
of those problems on console.
You mentioned it, and we got to bring it up. So we don't have these issues on console.
I don't think there's ever been a case of high-profile cheating on LAN for consoles. I can't think of any.
And I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just stating that I have not seen this at all on LAN.
Yeah, it's one of the big benefits of a very controlled environment, which the consoles experience. And someone to kind of think about, like, in the end, if there was, like, say League of Legends was the esport, you know what I mean? And it was by far, like, the most played game, everyone watched it. It's like the NFL of esports. It almost feels like there should just be like a separate build that is in a controlled environment. Not necessarily console, you know what I mean? Like a very tailored build to something which is just unhackable or unmoddable or uncheatable. Because PCs, there's just this culture in PC gaming which dates back, like decades? I think you probably say
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah,
Like there's
about
this cheater
20
culture.
years.
Like there's been mods and aimbots and all sorts of hacks for literally like the whole history of PC gaming. Like it's just part of the culture, and anti-cheat has never been able to keep up. Never. Like there's no game out there which is 100% cheat free, except for the ones that aren't worth cheating on because no one's playing. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
if there's a big multiplayer game, there's some cheater mod out there for it, and you just can't beat it. Like the anti-cheat can't possibly keep up. So you have to think about like legitimacy as a competitive platform. At some point, it feels like things need to get more controlled and more under control. Whether that be like how they monitor the PCs at the event, which I think is what was kind of highlighted as a flaw currently. Like the workshop stuff was a major exploit and a major hole in the security. Even some people were talking about the non in the game factors, but like people holding up signs or giving like a sign or something whenever someone was rushing a certain bomb site at the event. It's like you can be in a booth, but you can still go like see your friend in the front row, go, like okay, they're at B, and kind of adjust that way. But like controlling the platform and controlling those cheating possibilities is something which legitimacy as a competition and a competitive platform needs to be resolved in order for those games to be taken seriously.
Yep, I agree. Pot even mentioned on Xbox they have modded controllers. The thing about modded controllers
It's never really been a huge advantage
is
if you use it.
It's never been a huge advantage, but at the same time, at least when we were at MLG, at the very first event, they were looking at controllers.
Yeah.
They probably laxed up on it. I think in recent time, because I don't remember anyone. You just had your wire controller. But the issue with controllers, I think now, is that we're starting to see some of what was at one point considered mods being approved by the league in general from their standards. So things like hairpin triggers, with the scuffs. That's almost. I mean, people are using it now.
That was one where it
Uh,
was undetectable, right? Like there was no way to
yeah.
possibly avoid it.
So
And you could change the springs in your controller
yep.
out.
Yep. So that's one that that gets questioned a lot. I've had a lot of people ask both of us about scuff controllers and the hairpin, how we feel about it.
And to me, both those things are like more akin to like rubbing resin on your hands,
Right.
than like straight up cheating, like the PC community experiences.
And a lot of people on Gears of War 3, I remember specifically when I was telling people I played with the Anza, they felt like the Anza was cheating because of remapping the buttons, and they didn't have that ability to do the same thing on Xbox. Now I don't know if that's kind of like a gray area, and did we actually talk about that on the show once? We might have.
And we did.
But
Really, really.
yeah, that was kind of a gray area in that, for, I guess, out of box experience with the game, you cannot change your controller settings, right?
But it's more akin
However,
to purchasing equipment, like a baseball glove or basketball
right,
gloves or a baseball
right.
bat, to
And
me, at
yeah,
least.
that's kind of how I kind of looked at it, as well as being that, from a standpoint of limitations within each game. I feel like with PC, and this is where that kind of plays in. PC, you can change your controls around on your keyboard to however you feel comfortable. Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, all those have presets that you can only select, and they don't let you switch around your controls to an optimal setting. They give you their best guess of what is optimal. And controller design within the last 5 years has changed in a way that actually helps us, because it gives us more flexibility when trying to make optimal controller settings. So that's kind of where you kind of can draw the line with cheating in console gaming. But from a game standpoint, from altering the game, no,
Yeah,
no,
couldn't get away with any of that
can't,
stuff.
it's not possible. So
Side note: the only time that I ever thought someone might be using a modded controller on LAN
Bobby,
was Bobby Rice in Gears 2, and he had a really fast pistol, and like all of us knew you could mash the trigger real fast, but he was like consistently firing it absurdly fast. So at one point we had him jokingly on the main stage, like just fire his pistol to see how fast he could do it, like and watch his fingers and hands, and he fucking crashed the console. I kid you not.
yep.
It was the second he fired a clip. On the second clip, the console like just crashed the desktop.
Yeah, we were all like, "What?" we all got hyped. Like, all right, this dude is legit. No one questioned Bobby Rice after that.
I've never seen anything like that ever. Like, how many games have you played of Gears? I've never seen a box just crash because someone was pistoling too fast. And
Yep,
that was the only explanation for what happened.
yep.
So that was the only time. Just a little quick story.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the Counter Strike thing. I think it's very very bad for the community. I saw we saw the and I should mention this because I was thinking about it. Collusion is something that you can say that has happened on console from a cheating standpoint. But again, that's not altering the game. That's just players fucking sandbagging it for each other so they can get money. The Smash community had that incident. They bounced back pretty strong. I think they learned their lesson. Counter Strike guys, look, I don't know, man. I don't, like you said, PC cheating is never going to go away. I can only hope that teams take responsibility and ownership of the people that they recruit and have some pretty damn strict guidelines and contracts in place for players that are signing into teams about cheating specifically.
Gotta weed them out. Gotta weed them all out.
Fucking scumbags, man.
You've got someone, even though they'll get banned and they're on your team, like, if you're suspicious or you have evidence internally,
$250,000 on the line, gone for this team because of one dude.
any Dota ban, Colin. I don't think there's been any Dota 2 bans, at least. I'm not sure about, like, the Dota 1 days. Or even, like, I know there's cheats out there, but I don't think anyone's ever been caught using one. Dota has a bigger problem with betting and throwing matches and those kind of betting scandals. which is again I think falls under the collusion category of shitty things to do.
Yep. So last thing we got is Activision. Uh, this is not really something. This is not major news. We almost hit an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into a Q&A session. I did pull the Jurassic World trailer. Have it loaded up. Did you watch it?
Yeah,
What'd you think?
some really awful dialogue. I'm still pretty hyped for it. After seeing him as in Guardians of the Galaxy, it's just I can't see him anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
I
funny.
mean, I also watch Parks and Rec, so like between those two characters, like seeing him in other roles is just weird.
Q&A session. All right, so we're taking
It's supposed to be
questions.
Star Wars trailer this weekend, by the way.
I know. I know,
hype.
man.
Get hype.
It's gonna be good. Can't wait. Disney. Let's go. Get it.
Just remind me of Battlefront. Just a reminder, Battlefront's coming.
So we got questions from the chat. If you guys have questions, let us know.
You want to talk about fan funding? Well, I guess you mentioned it earlier.
Let's chat up. Fan funding. Yes.
You talked a bit about it earlier.
I did. I can't.
Actually, you hit all the bullet points during our intro.
I don't understand why that's not showing.
As far as I can think of with fighting games, all you could do is you could have it so you hit a button and it runs a combo for you as a macro. But that'd also be like super obvious if someone just like grabbed your controller and hit a button and it did a combo. Like you'd be crucified in the fighting game community.
Thoughts on Halo still being broken? Sucks. I think that they've lost quite a bit of money because of Halo being broken. I don't think it. Ultimately, I don't know if it matters or not when Halo 5 comes out. I've heard some people say they're kind of questioning, Halo 5, but I still think people are going to buy it. I think the sucky part is, yeah. I mean, once the beta comes out, people can make some pretty good decisions. I just hope the matchmaking works for the beta, because if it doesn't, then all hell breaks loose at that point. I feel like it certainly hurt Microsoft's big debut of the big system seller for Xbox, with Master Chief Collection being basically unplayable from a multiplayer standpoint up until this, even now. They issued an apology, I think, yesterday. Bonnie Ross posted one.
Yeah.
So, again, I know what it's like to have shit on fire from a dev standpoint, have stuff not working, have people upset. It sucks. It's not good. I mean, I can't criticize them too much. All I can do is hope that they get it together. Come out firing.
Q&A, guys. Any questions? Chat topics?
Do you think that MCC is ever going to be fixed? Yes. Do you think that this will affect Halo 5 beta? No. Because I think everybody that purchased it, unless they returned it, I think everybody that purchased it is probably playing some other game. Unless they only got Halo, which would suck. Maybe they got some games for gold.
I guess Sunset Overdrive was free to play on Saturday.
Yep.
I should have just ran through 24 hours, beat the game. That's generous.
Does anyone else think that the new Jurassic Park movie looked dumb? I mean, it's bad sign to me when Steven Spielberg is already distancing himself by making sure he's credited as a producer.
Like I said, it's the dialogue for me.
I don't know. I got hyped when I saw that big, huge shark thing. What that was called.
Do you know what the plot is? Do you know what how they got from Jurassic Park to Jurassic World?
No. It seems like a
I'm just kind of curious. It seems like after the Jurassic Park incident, you might not do that.
They've controlled it now. They've made
No,
hybrid.
they clearly haven't.
They've made
Because we
hybrids.
watched the trailer.
Do you
Maybe like
feel,
SeaWorld.
from Soldiers, do you feel we as consumers are allowing AAA title companies to abuse us with broken release games? Yes. Elaborating. Um, I think it's kind of twofold. Consumers do a poor job of making decisions about video games based off of little to no knowledge about a game other than a 3-minute trailer, right? Um, Also, developers are getting in the habit of releasing games, annualized games, or games without the proper testing that is needed on a massive scale for multiplayer. Um, be that through betas or alphas or whatever before the game's release.
I'd argue it's also signs of the AAA model kind of showing cracks. Games have gotten bigger and bigger, more expensive and more expensive. More and more people have to work on a game. The testing gets more and more demanding because there's more stuff to test. Like as AAA games get bigger and bigger and bigger, the model itself hasn't changed. It's still like boom, you drop it on day one, it's out. Uh, Doing a 2 week before beta is kind of like the new trend. But really, it's not early enough. And again, like for some reason, console and AAA games are lagging way behind PC games in that respect, where PC games are coming out really early, like before they have everything done, and they're starting to build up. Like they just build up the whole time. They don't do like a beta then stop. It's just like the game is out, it's in beta or early release, and it just goes all the way to ship. Like
Yep.
that's the model which lets you build a large experience like that and iteratively test and add to the game without just having to drop it all day one and hope that everything works.
Yep. Yep. Soldiers, guys, are you getting anything on Black Friday? I'm getting my PlayStation 4.
I'm looking at PC parts. We'll see.
Did you see i7 i7 4200 processor on Amazon goes live tomorrow for 249, down from 384?
Not too shabby.
I'm thinking about getting it because
I'm
the
in this
one I
weird
was
spot
looking at
because
was
I need to get
330.
a motherboard too, like because my current motherboard doesn't accept like modern chipsets.
Shit.
So I need to do motherboard and CPU, and then probably like heatsink and stuff too.
Damn, I might. No.
So it's a lot to get, but I might like pick up the chip now and then maybe get the rest later on December.
We'll see. It's a good price. I was looking at that like, oh shit. What is going on with the Destiny lag issues? You notice that since the patch. I have noticed frame rate issues, specifically, Colin. Listen to how weird this fucking bug is. So, you play the game, 30 FPS. You enter a party chat of any number of people. Your game slows down to like 20 FPS.
Huh.
On top of that, you also have slow turns and your movement speed, I think, is reduced by.
That's all a side
just
effect
like,
of not running at 30, I think.
yeah.
But maybe it's memory?
No,
That's weird though.
that's crazy.
How many concurrent viewers do you think that CSGO DreamHack will have? Probably like 200 to 250?
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. Maybe a bit less because of the... maybe more of the holidays. I don't know. We'll see.
This is why we need Fortnite Alpha right now. Gotta make it not buggy. I hear you, big.
Do you two still keep your older consoles, or do you guys just get rid of them for the new ones? Oh shit, I don't have enough cord. Yeah, yeah. Easy. Boom.
I get rid of my shit.
I've also got 2 more Xbox 360s in my closet, which are broken.
I have some old, yeah. Look, I got old Red Ring Xboxes from eBash. I think I have one that I just had, and I don't know why. And give it back to Zach. It's sitting somewhere. I had my original Xbox. It still worked. I traded it in. That shit might have been worth some money. I doubt it, though. Thoughts about Fallout going over to Black Tusk. No, I just gave him congratulations.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Another Gears guy entering the game dev community.
Yep. Pretty good stuff. Skyless, why did you guys add the environmental effects on H2A maps?
I can't comment on work stuff.
Sorry. With the new development meta, when do you see many AAA games
Go to
going
development
under?
meta. So it's the game development meta game. I just think your definition of a AAA game will shift over time. You'll still see like crazy blockbuster titles all the time because they make money. That's ultimately the truth of it.
What do I think of the environment effects they added? I haven't played enough. I can't comment because I haven't played enough. I thought they looked cool. I don't know if they have they don't impact the frame rate or anything, do they?
I don't think so.
One day I'll be a senior animator that Black Tusk is looking for. Hola! What up, Blue Waffle? We're in the Q&A, about to wrap up the show.
Pod even you CC'd me in that post last week, and it got retweeted like a bajillion times. Just saying, that was pretty annoying.
It got retweeted a bunch because Rod retweeted it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's just blowing up my feed. Some that just got sent over because we talked about it on the show.
Games you want to see remastered on current gen consoles. Skies of Arcadia. And that's a long list. Skies of Arcadia, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X, which did that get remastered? It just got re-released.
I think just re-release.
Suikoden 1 through 4.
You're going mad classic.
Yo, you said games I want to see remastered. That's why I said it's a massive list. You know what game I really want to see remastered, but I didn't like. I liked it, but I didn't really like it. Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter. Yeah. That was a game that was kind of, that was big inspiration for the thing that Edge worked on for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which was all signed up with Sega and then fell through.
Yeah.
That's public knowledge. I'm not really saying anything.
Wild Arms.
Wild Arms, man.
That would be good.
Do the music. Yeah, Wild Arms would be cool. Monday Night Combat. Gotham City Imposters. And by remaster, I mean I'd like for them to remake those games and add more content. Thank you. Free to play. Prey, man.
Prey
1 need to get its netcode worked out and its re-release. Time is now.
They have
Gotham City Imposters paved the way. It's ready now.
Would you want to see Gotham City Imposters remastered?
Yeah, man. Give it a nice little upshine. Release some new content. Free to play. Or just a sequel, I guess. Realistically, a sequel would be fine. Be like Marvel Imposters. Don't act like you would love that shit.
What's that? No. Almost.
Uh-oh.
In the room? What are you buying?
Uh-oh. Where's your wallet?
Guess Christy's about to buy some stuff, guys.
We better wrap this show up so you can supervise that.
Yeah, I don't want any big purchases. being had. Uh, that's about it for my list. I don't have any more that I can really think of. Unreal Tournament, Unreal Championship. Trying to think of another game that I played.
Needs to be on PC.
To getting that PS4. I don't think she's buying electronics, knowing her.
All right, good to wrap
Is
up.
that it?
Good to wrap up.
Did we talk about the early? Oh shit, no.
What,
The early access thing. I didn't have that in the notes. So all I wanted to do was outline. We'll talk about this real quick. So Steam, Valve, thank you, Big, for reminding us. They basically outlined some new stuff. We talked about this like 2 weeks ago. About
Last week we talked about only 25% of early access.
was that last week? Okay, I thought it was 2 weeks ago. So last week we talked about exactly what Colin said. Only 25% of early access games were coming out of early access and actually being released. So Valve, in wake of this new information, which they had to have already known beforehand, but they basically said that they are restructuring how they are. Well, I don't know if it's actually restructured. They are recommending strong recommendation to developers that if they put their game into early access, that it be in a state that is playable, that they plan on finishing the game. They said something like, if you don't have funds to finish your game, don't put it in early access. Don't bank on getting sales to keep you ahead or afloat, because you may not get any. This is all like common sense stuff, right? But I guess
It's
now
on
they have
them,
to make it
right?
official.
Though? Like the onus is on them.
Yeah.
Onus on them is to make it happen.
Yep.
Requiring a fee to go into early access mode would be a nice, like a deposit. Be a nice way of curbing some of that.
What, like $10,000 deposit?
Yep. I know, like, the whole point is to help indie developers, but if they don't have the money to finish the game, then they don't have the money for the deposit. They'll get their money back.
That's ruthless.
I'm just saying. Like,
I
that'd
like
be
it,
a way
though.
of resolving it, right?
I like it. Look, I
That's
like
a way
it.
of resolving it.
Okay.
Okay, just charge a deposit. They can
Okay.
get it back whenever.
Do we have an interest in the fighting game community? Oh man.
I watch tournaments all the
And
time.
Ray, yeah, we watch tournaments. I played more than Injustice. I actually played Street Fighter as well, so got to get on that Smash.
When? It's like, man, Evo should be coming up, but it isn't at all.
Yeah, no, we got a whole 9 months to go.
Feels
No,
like it's been a while, man.
6 months to go.
Like 6 months. It's like 6 months. Yeah.
6 months.
Feels like it's been longer since last Evo.
Evo hype. But all right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna make sure Christy doesn't buy anything crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I gotta piece this thing together anyway because of fucking Time Warner.
And have a good Thanksgiving, guys.
Yep.
We'll be back after the break.
Let us know what you had for dinner.
I want to hear about people's purchases as well over the weekend.
Lots of good deals.
If you guys, seriously, if you guys see some like good deals on PC parts, hit me up on Twitter.
Twitter. Exactly.
At Skyzen.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys later.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone.